Good morning, good morning, good morning, my loves. Good morning. It's yours truly, Virgo Witch Goddess. I am here to bring a spiritual message for all my Virgos and those of you who have Virgo in your chart, whether you are Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Good morning to all those who are new here at my channel at Virgo Witch Goddess. For those of you who have subscribed and you are new to the channel, thank you so much for all your amazing support. I truly do appreciate it. For those of you who have liked my videos, thank you so much. May the Lord continue to bless you all. I'm sending you all wonderful blessings at this time, because I know for the most part, so many are going through all around the world. And so many of us are seeking some type of solace from spirit. We're seeking answers, And so, like I said, I feel like today is like some sort of a new spiritual beginning. Today's date is June 30th, Tuesday, 2020. Time now is about 9:30 a.m. And so I'm going to bring a spiritual message from my Virgos this morning on this June 30th. As we start off July 1st. And so this is going to be a spiritual message again for all my Virgos out there. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, born Virgos. Okay, so let's get into this here spiritual reading that Spirit is wanting to bring forth. Okay, Virgos. And so what I could tell my Virgos right now is that many of you are the Queen of Wands. You're taking back your power. Many of you are the Queen of Cups. You're listening to your intuitive at this time. Some of you may have some psychic abilities where some of you are also gifted when it comes to connected to spirit. And so some of my Virgos, you are the Empress at this time and the High Priestess, where you're listening to your intuition. And so many of my Virgos with this Empress seeking new beginnings, new birth, new ideas, being very creative, working on your talents, and manifesting some new things in your life. Many of my Virgos right now, you are wanting to be, you're right here at the Nine of Pentacles. Where you're just wanting to make some changes, when it comes to seeking new ideas and moving forward. You're kind of ready to release old people past, places, things that no longer serve you, okay? And so for many of my Virgos right now with this Eight of Coins, you're just trying to figure some things out when it comes to how to invest your money, where to invest your money, how to instill some things in your life. You're working on some type of family legacy, wealth. Some of you may be wanting to seek land, real estate, property, that sort of thing. Because some of you may be studying real estate, okay? And some of you may be getting ready to purchase some sort of land, or you may be getting ready to inherit some sort of land from what I'm picking up from Spirit, okay? And so, like I said, many of you are the Empress at this time, and along with the High Priestess, and yes, that Queen of Cups and that Queen of Wands. And so, some of you could be seeking some type of balance and stability when it comes to this Justice card, because you may be dealing with some people who may be trying to fight you when it comes to I don't know. It may be a situation where many people are arguing over some sort of will that was left behind a loved one. Some of you may have had a loved one who passed away and left some things to family members where you inherited some, some items. And so you may have some family members right now that are arguing as to who get what, or trying to I don't know, buy out some things or sell, people got either sell the half or something like that. I'm picking up on. Many of my Virgos, you're being guarded right now with this Seven of Wands. You're feeling defensive at this time. With some of my Virgos, you also want to leave a situation behind with this Six of Swords, What I could tell you, Virgo, is that many of my Virgos right now, you're not even wanting to accept offers that are coming at you. You're just kind of wanting to be kind of left alone right now. Because for many of my Virgos, it's like you're trying to get grounded and centered, you know. Yes, you are going with the flow, but you're definitely trying to be grounded and centered. Well, yes, some of you are seeking prosperity and wanting to be abundance. And so, yes, you are wanting to connect the spirit. And so many of you are, you know, rebirth, reinvention, you know, and some of you may be feeling the need to make some sort of sacrifice with this hangman, you know, and so some of you may need to also speak your mind when it comes to dealing with people, places, and situations where you may have some people who may be trying to throw their weight around a little bit, where you may have some people who may be trying to bully you or try to break you, where you may have some people who don't really care for you, who don't really like you, may have a little bit of jealousy and envy, like I said, gossip and conflict, where people don't wish to see you going forward, where people don't care for your light and your wisdom, because for the most part, a lot of my Virgos, um, you're walking in love and light. You're releasing the dark side of you. Many of you have been fighting with your shadow side, because many of you could be dealing with somebody in your life who's a bit negative, who's a bit dark, low vibration. And so you're now taking notice of it. And so you're trying to release yourself from being around people who suffer with low vibrations and, dark people and negativity. That's not what you want to be around. And so for some of my Virgos, some of you are also empaths where you're very sensitive to negative energy, And so for those of you who are empath, I can definitely relate because myself, I'm a spiritual empath and I'm a spiritual medium. And so some of you are out there, you're seeking some type of religion. You're trying to figure out what is the best religion or how to go about seeking this religion for yourself, I tell people it's only one God, it's one God, one Son, and what I could tell you from my own experience, strength, and hope is that my mother's mother grew up, Baptist. My father's mother grew up Catholic. My ex-husband, he was Methodist. During my times and my crisis, I studied Pentecostal. Growing up in, in the Catholic atmosphere and the Baptist atmosphere and being married into the Methodist, the way the Methodists do it, and me having to learn Pentecostal. So I kind of have all four under my belt, but then I ended up walking away from the Baptist religion, and I walked away from the Catholic, and I walked away from the Pentecostal, and I walked away from, so many different religions. And for myself, I had to end up learning what was best for me, which was, of course, my Buddha. People might say, well, Buddha don't believe in God and all this and that. Buddha has helped me miraculously. You know what I'm saying? So I can only speak for myself. It's what works for me. It's what has helped bless me with peace, love, and wisdom. I've gained so much spiritual knowledge and, been able to build my own spiritual, status and spiritual foundation and spiritual wealth, learning who I am and learning to love me, So yeah, Buddha is who Buddha, Allah, because I can work on that and without having to keep up with the Joneses, in other words, because, you got a lot of devils in these churches. And that's why, things around the world has, it's taking place, where now people, you have to wear a mask and you have to wear gloves and you can't be within a group of people or a crowd. You have to be careful. And so as a Virgo, I like being to myself, and anybody who doesn't connect on my level, because I'm all about peace and, and prosperity and abundance, and being grounded and centered and yes, going with the flow. Like I said, because many of my Virgos, you are seeking to meditate peacefully and you're wanting to seek some sort of serenity for yourself, And so for many of my Virgos, you're wanting to heal spiritually. With some of you may need to work on your water cleansing, cleansing your aura, and just seeking some type of Mother Nature, getting out there and taking time to put your feet in the water, or just being around fresh green grass and trees, or, being around some sort of waterfall, some sort of lake, some sort of river, where you could just breathe peacefully. And so it's going to be a lot of people who's going to be trying to come at you with offers, but you're not interested. Because for the most part, many of my Virgos, you have learned your lessons in life when it comes to dealing with negativity and relationships that, no longer work, no longer serve you. You're not interested in going backwards. So anybody who approaches you today, they're going to have to come correct. But right now, you're not even ready. You're going to need a little more time. So when people come knocking at your door, trying to call you or text, you're not even going to respond because you don't want to be bothered. Who has time to be sitting back fighting or arguing or disagreeing with someone who is negative, who's caught up in a dark world? You're dealing with people who are dishonest, people who you can't trust, people who's not reliable, respectful, responsible. You have to worry about this person going out cheating and lying and stabbing you in the back, being disloyal. We don't have time for that. That's not where we at. And so for many of my Virgos, you're going to find yourself single by yourself, but it's okay. Connect the spirit, because when you connect the spirit, spirit will bless you with all the love that you need and bless you with all the things that you need. Spiritual growth, spiritual wisdom, spiritual knowledge. It's about change. And so that's why I just wanted to come in this morning and bless you guys with this spiritual message. To let you know that spirit hears you, because many of you have been seeking spirit for answers. Many of you have been calling out to the Lord, asking God to hear your cries. Spirit hears you. I know your prayers are being answered. Okay, so some of you may have to, like I said, sacrifice some things and separate yourself from, those things, people, places that bring you down. Whether it's family members, cut them off. These past relationships, cut them off. People who try to befriend you at work, cut them off. It's time to take you back. Remember who you are. Like I said, for some of you, you are the high priestess. You listen to your intuition. For some of you, you are the empress. You're being, abundant at this time, seeking new beginnings, birthing out new ideas. For some of you, you are the Queen of Cups. You do have some psychic abilities. For some of you, you are the Queen of Wands. You're taking back your power, and you should. Some of you are working on your family legacy and wealth. Like I said, I picked up on, some of you are dealing with family members where some of you are trying to purchase some land or some property. Some of you are investing in some type of real estate. I have picked up, picking up on that, Some of you are also in the medical field. And that can be a bit rough, because right now you're dealing with all the crisis that's going on around the world. And so some of you are wanting to take a family vacation to get away, because you're dealing with so much stress and pressure from work, and things around you, And so I'm not going to be long. I just wanted to come in and deliver this message for some of my Virgos, like I said, because it's time to get grounded spiritually. It's time to get grounded. Okay, Virgos? So to all my Virgos out there, Sun, Moon, Rising, born Virgos, I salute you. I'm sending you much love and blessings, love and light. Look up, look up, look up. Stay positive. Hold your head up. It's going to get better. I know times can be tough right now, rough right now. Because I know for myself, shit at work is not all, it's really stressful. So some of us might be working a job we're not happy at, And so some of us is out here trying to figure out what's the next step. When it comes to seeking another job with benefits, salary, 401k, making sure you get paid right, making sure it's going to be long term, because you don't want to walk away from a job and quit a job that you've been at already long term to jump into a new job and don't know whether it's not it's going to be guaranteed or how long you're going to be there at that new job. I get it. I understand. But don't give up, because for the most part, some of us may need to get that, some type of new wealth and family foundation in place. Okay, Virgos? So this is where I'm going to stop at, my babies. You guys be blessed.